to our Metrollina ring meeting. My name is Kim Gardner with Turner Construction, and I'm the corporate chair for this ring. Wanted to thank everyone for joining us this morning. I know it's a little early, but I like to get my days started quite early and hope that that energy is contagious. For any newcomers, I just wanted to briefly explain what our ring is. So ring stands for Regional Industry Needs Group. And we pretty much create a smaller network to continue the work of CVMSDC. So we focus on planning events such as this meeting, promoting membership, sharing knowledge, as well as working on sponsorships and scholarships. In our area, our industry focuses are banking, healthcare, and insurance, and that is evident in the types of corporate partners that we have. And our leadership team, I'm joined by 4 awesome individuals. Les with Atrium Health. Les, if you want to say anything.
No, I'm okay. Good morning, everyone.
Okay. Dr. Kinston Griffin with Dream Builders. He leads our MBI. He is our MBIC chair. I don't know if Kinston's on. And Derek Davis with Informatic Concepts assists him in that effort.
Good morning, everybody. I'm glad we're all here for a good meeting to share some robust information and move the ring forward.
And then we wouldn't be a good group without Anna Sai. She's our secretary and keeps us all in line.
Good morning, everyone. I'm really excited. We've got quite a few group of participants today and a lot of information to share. Thank you so much.
So next, I wanted everyone to hear from the council on any updates that we have going on in upcoming events.
Good morning. This is Dominique Milton, the president and CEO of CVMSTC. We have Satrina Bench, who is your staff liaison on the call. Satrina.
Hello. Good morning, everyone.
Good
So we're ready to go. First, Dominique, with any updates from my department?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So thank you for joining us this morning. I just have a couple of things. One for specifically for corporate partners. We understand that sometimes your contact people or your contact person for your AP may change. They may get promoted. They may leave the company altogether. So I wanted to just ensure that we always have accurate, correct information. So next week, we'll be sending out a form for corporates to just fill out if you have any updates, contact information for your AP contact person, as well as if you'd like to add a PO for us to expedite your invoicing, please add that. That's something that we're going to try to do quarterly to make sure that we have accurate, correct information all the time. Another item is our silent auction that's coming up for our year-end event. And so if you could just be thinking about what you could donate from your company. It might be a basket full of gift cards or whatever it is that you come up with. Be thinking about what you can donate from your company. Any funds raised from our silent auction, live auction goes toward a scholarship for Senator MBEs to our training development classes. So I just wanted to put that up front, maybe for our next meeting. You can contact or reach out to me, myself, or Tracy Richardson if you have any questions. So that is all I have, Dominique, and it's back to you.
Thank you so much, Satrina. I'm going to turn it over to Gregory Watson, Larry Jones. Greg, if you could share updates on our corporate members.
Yeah, thank you, Dominique. Yes, we actually have 2 new corporate members since our last meeting. We've had a total of 9 for the year, but I wanted to give you an update on the 2 that we have recently obtained over the last month. One is going to be a member of this ring, which is American Tire Distributors, or ATD. They are in Huntersville, North Carolina, and we're not aware, we're not available for the meeting today, but we'll make sure that they're aware and available for future ring meetings. I think they're excited about participating there. The person's name, the contact person is Michael Kuntz. And I will, Kim and Les and the entire leadership team, I'll make sure that he gets your emails and that hopefully you all can connect with him and make sure that he feels comfortable and wants to and feels great about this ring and what we're doing. So that's one. The other one's going to be a part of the Piedmont Triad Ring, which is Guilford County, North Carolina. And Cynthia Barnes is the person there. So those are the two that we have. And we will keep you posted on how it's going with them. We're going to set up lunch and learns for them, and we'll make you aware of when those happen. Please let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you so much, Greg. Margolette with new members.
Good morning, everyone. I am happy to welcome the 5 new Metrollina Ring Minority Business Enterprises. And I am going to be sending the ring leadership information on them after the meeting, as well as inviting you to next week's post-certification so that you can meet them virtually. We have Audemars Capital, Arcadis Consulting, Bencom LLC, Crisis Emergency Medical Supply, and MDM Enterprises. So again, help me in welcoming the 5 new minority business enterprises, and some of them may be on the call this morning, but I will send that right after the meeting so that you will have information on them and be able to reach out to them. That's it.
Thank you, Margolette. And last but not least, Debbie, are you on to share event information?
Good morning, Dominique. Good morning to the ring. Thank you for the opportunity. Yes, I would like to just start with our newsletter, which I hope everyone on the call is receiving 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Wednesdays particularly, I try and focus on opportunities, and your ring lead, Kim Gardner, does a great job of sending any of those types of opportunities my way so that I can make those available to the network. So thank you. If you're not receiving them, check your spam, and if it's not there, just send me an email. And I will make sure that I add you to the list. That's where you will stay up to date on what's going on with the council. Our next big event, our signature event, is December 2nd and 3rd. That is our Re-Emerge conference, where we will be focusing on the future of your business. And for those of you that are familiar with our BOC, or Business Opportunity Conference, which have been canceled this year, we have combined that with our MBE Summit at the end of the year. So we are going to be bringing you a very robust agenda with some really exciting speakers and workshops. So we hope that each one of you will be able to join us for that year-end meeting. And then finally, the opportunity that has taken on a life of its own is our virtual capabilities briefings, which is a one-to-many opportunity for certified MBEs to present their businesses in front of corporate partners and their peers in a 30-minute segment, 20 minutes of which is your best pitch, and then 10 minutes of open Q&A. That each one of you will take advantage of that opportunity, and stay tuned for more information. Thank you, Dominique.
Thank you to the team. And I'll just close out, Kim, by saying that we had a fantastic MBIC town hall meeting this week. If anybody on the call did not join us, please visit our website for the video. It also went out in Wednesday's newsletter. It was fantastic, and kudos to this ring for leading the charge with that. So thank you so much. We have a small and mighty team, but we're all accessible to each of you if you need anything. Thank you so much. I'll turn it back over to you, Kim.
Thanks, Dominique and team. So next, we have our corporate connection moment. So with the unprecedented times that we've gone through over the last 6 months, We understand that, trying to get access to capital or just funds to keep your business going has been top of mind and one of the biggest concerns. There's been the PPP loans and other grants that have been put out there, but the city of Charlotte is looking to support small businesses locally. So we have invited Jerry Ann Jackson with the city of Charlotte to talk about the Access to Capital Small Business Recovery Program that the city is doing. So I'll turn it over to you, Jerry Ann.
Thank you very much. And first, I would like to thank Derek Davis for inviting me. Derek, thank you so much. Derek's been a strong advocate for Charlotte small business community for many years. He sits on the city's Business Advisory Committee, and we thank you, Derek, always for your support. And I know a lot of familiar faces within the RAIN group, so it's great to see everyone. So I'm going to share my presentation. Please let me know if you can see it on my end or if I need to change it. Can you see it on your end?
Yes, I can see it.
Awesome.
We can see, you can make it full screen if you want.
Okay. Okay. Here we go. So again, I'm Jerry Ann Jackson. I'm with the City of Charlotte's Economic Development Office, and I sit on the Business Innovation Team. And our goal is to connect small businesses to resources and access to financial information, networking, and opportunities with organizations within the City of Charlotte. We all know that COVID has impacted small businesses in unprecedented ways. So with that, our city's Economic Development Committee reached out to really understand from the small business community what is the most needful thing at this time, and that being access to capital. So the Access to Capital Small Business Recovery Program aims to provide funding for businesses located within the city of Charlotte. We partnered with the Foundation for the Carolinas to launch this program, and it was launched in June to distribute $30 million in federal CARES money to businesses that were impacted by COVID-19. The first phase of the application has closed, but we recently launched the second phase last week. So the second phase of applications are open now until August 30th at 5 p.m. So one of the main reasons why I wanted to come and speak with you all today, and I'm thankful to Derek and the team for the invitation, is that we need to continue to get the word out. Thus far, we have given out roughly 750 grants, but there is still a lot of money on the table. So we've expanded the program for businesses that have already received PPP funding. So in the initial phase, there was a question and priority was given to businesses that did not receive, that have already, received PPP funding. But with this phase, we're also opening it up to those businesses that have received PPP funding. And a lot of people ask, why is that? Well, you may have a small business that received a PPP loan, but the loan may have only been $5,000, $1,000. It may have been a minimal amount. So what we're doing is we're providing those same businesses the opportunity to apply for this grant funding. So who is able to apply? If you are a business with 5 or less employees, you can qualify for up to $10,000. And if you are a business with 6 to 25 employees, you can qualify for up to $25,000. To qualify, a business must be headquartered within the city of Charlotte limits, and that's very important. For the grant application, in the email, the web address will be on the last slide. You will have to submit documentation. So on the documentation, your address, your business address would need to be within the city of Charlotte city limits. Again, employ 25 or fewer employees, been established before January 1st of this year. Your business was impacted by COVID-19. So we have some businesses that we know were directly impacted, the ones that Governor Cooper shut down for the pandemic. So we know those businesses. But if you are a business that was not one that was required to shut down, we're asking for you to submit a notarized affidavit showing how your business was impacted by COVID. Your gross sales for 2019 must be at least $30,000. and you cannot currently be engaged in a bankruptcy proceedings. So there are several required documents that you would need to submit with your online application. One would be the signed IRS Form W-9, and then in addition to that, 3 other documents. And we have a Group A and a Group B. One of the documents would have to come from Group A. It's a lengthy list, so I would just put there, refer to the website. And again, at the last slide, I will share with you the website so you can find out more there. If you have 6 or more employees, you must submit the IRS Form W-3. And again, if your business was not a part of the North Carolina Executive Order, you must submit a notarized affidavit. The Foundation for the Carolinas, the grant provider, they're doing an awesome job of getting this information out to the community. If you need, or if you or someone you know need one-on-one assistance, they are providing that. If you need someone to walk you through the application process, they're willing to help as well. So what are the funds? What can the funds be used for? Business rent or mortgage, business utilities, employee salaries, or supplies. So again, the whole purpose of the Access to Capital grants, which are grants that do not have to be repaid, is that you have to show how COVID impacted your business and how these funds will help your business stay afloat. Around September, we're also going to issue a survey to everyone that received funding, and we want your feedback on your business and how you use that funding in your business. Here are some helpful tips that will help you along the way. And again, if you know of other businesses, the whole goal is to share this information. One is make sure the EIN or the Social Security number on the application matches the W-9. So we get a lot of questions and feedback from businesses that have applied, but their application may be in a standing position because some of their information is not correct. When you do your information online, don't enter dashes in your EIN or Social Security number. Make sure that if you have a rent agreement that it's signed. Oftentimes we're seeing documentation that may be missing a signature, it may be missing an address, the business names are not the same on the same documentations. So it's really about making sure as you submit your information to the government, because we will be audited and we may have questions about the applicants that receive the grant funding, we want to make sure that we provide the correct information when that time comes. So you can apply online. Here is the online website. If you applied previously to funding and you received a PPP grant and you check the box that you did receive the PPP grant, then you do not have to reapply. Also, what is going on now with this second phase is it is a random selection. So it is not first come, first serve. They are going to use an online algorithm to make sure that there's an equal distribution of funding throughout the city. So again, if you have received PPP funding, which is an additional funding or golden leaf earlier this year, other COVID related dollars from the federal government, then you are still eligible to apply for the city grant as well. A couple of things else I would like to add, nonprofits are ineligible to apply. So if you have a nonprofit, this grant is not for you. If you are located in York County or Gaston County, you have to be, or in some areas of Mecklenburg County, your business has to be headquartered within the city of Charlotte. If you have more than one business, then an individual can only apply for one business. So we've had instances where businesses have had 2 or 3 businesses, same location, they kind of function together. That would not be permissible. If you are a husband and a wife and you have 2 separate businesses, 2 separate operations, they are totally unrelated, then that is possibly eligible for an award. Again, $10,000 for 5 and less employees, $25,000 for 6 to 25 employees, and the application ends, the second round ends on August the 30th at 5 p.m. If you have any questions, I can put my contact information in the chat box. If you have information that you want someone to speak to a group that you may have, our team, we're willing to do that. If you would like a direct question about the grant application itself or about the supporting documents, then I would recommend that you contact someone at the Foundation for the Carolinas. They have a help desk. They have very helpful staff that's willing to help applicants get through the process. Just don't not apply. Go ahead and apply, and please share this with your church organization, your church groups, your social organizations, your professional organizations, so that we can continue to get the word out. Does anyone have any questions about anything that I said?
I have a question. I'm actually in Raleigh. Is there a contact person here in Raleigh, or is there the same network going on in Raleigh?
I am not sure if if the city of Raleigh is operating a similar program. I would say nationally that LIST has a program that they are providing grant funding, LISC. That may be a great resource for you as well. Verizon has a grant program. So there are other programs, and the city has an Open for Business website. I'll put that in the comments. So on that site, those organizations are listed as well, and they may apply statewide.
Okay, thank you.
You are very welcome. Derek, did I miss anything?
No, you didn't. You covered it all. That was, and thank you. That was a very good presentation, and it was a good way to let us know, because so many times as business owners, you hear about the grant and we kind of talking amongst ourselves, and you hear about some people getting it, some people not. So this is a good way to level set and let us know what's going on current, and we thank you for that.
You're welcome. And I would add that if you have not received PPP funding, if you're in the city of Charlotte, if you have 5 or less employees, or even if you have 25, please apply for the grant. There is money on the table. We don't want to not take advantage of the money. So if you know of businesses, think about businesses that may not be connected to organizations like this. Think about your barbershops and your hair salons and your daycares. Just think broader than our community that we interact every day. And that's what I'm trying to do personally, just to make sure that we get the word out. So thank you to CVMSDC, longtime supporter of you all. If you have any questions or if you need anything, please let me know.
I believe there's one more question. Keisha.
Hi, good morning. I had a question. When you, with the selection process, are they considering specific types of organizations? Because I have more of a niche type of business that's unfamiliar to most. So because I did apply, so when they accept when they look at go through the consideration of the application, are they looking for specific type of businesses to provide this grant to, or are they open to all types of business styles?
So the grant is open to all types of for-profit business. So if your business is a for-profit, it's open to that. With this phase, they are doing random selection based upon where your business is located throughout the city. So there is an algorithm that the Foundation for the Carolinas created for that portion to make sure that the funds were equally distributed. We do know that there are, in some areas of the city, larger small business populations. So we're taking that into account as we look at the overall distribution. But no, if your business is a for-profit, then the sector doesn't really influence the decision making.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I also have just one question. If the funds aren't utilized, will there be a if all the funds aren't utilized, will there be a phase 3? And would there be any consideration to open it up to the combined statistical area of Charlotte as opposed to just the city limits of Charlotte?
So 2 questions. So first, I am unsure of what will happen with unused funds. That would be direction from the city council. Mayor Lyles created the small business task force, and from the small business task force, they created the recommendations for the grant funding. So I'm assuming that any unused funds would have to go back through the small business task force and city council to see what would be used with it. Because they are federal funds, they have asked for us to use these funds by the end of the year. So with federal dollars, there would have to be a federal regulation extending the use of the dollars. But at this time, it has to be used by the end of the year because they're federal dollars. So one, we would need federal direction, and after that, we would need direction from the mayor and city council. And what was your second question? I'm sorry.
Well, I was asking, would it ever be considered to extend to the combined statistical area of Charlotte as opposed to just the city limits?
So as of right now, it's a City of Charlotte program. I know Mecklenburg County had a similar program as well. I'm not really sure of the outcomes of that program, but right now, because it's a city program, it would be within the city limits.
Okay.
Marianne, this is Les. I have a question.
Hey, Les, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you. So is there a reason why it's for companies that were established or small businesses that were established in 2019? I'm sure there's a technical reason for that, but we're kind of getting to the end of the year, and I know I work with a lot of new companies that are struggling right now. So I was just curious as to say if your company was established in January of 2020, we're getting ready to hit into September. They would not be eligible, correct? Is there a reason for that, or? Because I just need to understand who I need to forward all this information to.
Yes, great question. So the logic behind it was, again, the use of federal COVID dollars, and the businesses had to show the impact of COVID on their business. And because we're using federal dollars, we had to show how a business existed prior to COVID and how COVID impacted their business. So if your business started prior to January of 2020, then we can show, let's say if you started in May of 2019, for example, and you open a restaurant or a food truck and you had a great time in summer of 2019, you were prepping, you did great during the holidays, you were on track to make really good money in 2020, and then COVID hit. So even if your business was established from 1 year in 2019, we can show impact, one, from the governor shutting you down through the executive order. And if your business was not in the executive order, we can still show impact through the notarized affidavit that you survived 1 year, you started last year, and I can show impact for my business. It's really hard to show that same impact if your business started in January, February, and then COVID happened in March. So again, with the federal dollars, we have to make sure that our paperwork aligns with the grant funding, especially since this is a grant fund that you are not having to pay back. It's not a loan, it's actually dollars that we're giving out in the community. So it really goes back to the federal regulations that we're applying the funding to.
Okay, gotcha. Makes sense. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Sherry Ann, this is Anna. I just wanted to thank you so much for sharing this information. And you mentioned that the Foundations of Carolinas would help if someone needs information or assistance in filling out this. Who would be a contact person there?
So there is a number that you would need to call. And one of the amazing things that the foundation, they have done with the program is they have used displaced workers to assist with that, to create the call center. So I'm going to give you a number. It's 704-998-6499. And I'll just type it in the chat box. So if you can call the call center, then they can assist you with setting up appointments.
Wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Jerry Ann, this is Dominique Milton. Thank you so much for that great
You're
information.
welcome.
Are you covering sole proprietors as well?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
And I would just say in closing to make sure that when you go to the website and you look at the application, there is some frequently asked questions on there as well that would help you. And the documentation, it shows specifically what documentation is needed. You only need to submit 3, but one of them have to come from that required group A. But yes, sole proprietors, as long as you have that documentation within the city of Charlotte limits and meet the other qualifications, you would apply. You would qualify.
All right, if there's no other questions, Jerry Ann, thank you so much for joining
You're
us.
welcome.
I'm sorry?
Yes, I was saying you're welcome.
Oh, I thought that someone had a question. Thank you so much for sharing this information. I thought it was very important to get that out there, especially since there's an upcoming deadline and you are encouraging several businesses to apply. So I hope that there are some people out there that are able to take advantage. And if there's any other information that you ever want us to share to small businesses or minority-owned businesses, please let us know. You're on mute.
Okay.
You're on mute again.
Oh, I see Vanessa shaking her head at me like, I will email you the presentation. If you can send it out to the group, I would appreciate it.
Thank you so much. All right, let me switch
Thanks,
back.
Jerry.
All right, so next, as soon as I can get my mouse. Next, we are going to do our Mbe Spotlight. We like to take a moment out to allow one of our Mbe members to talk about their business, you know, how they got started, a little bit about them, and then about the business that they do. So connections within the council, how the council has helped them, and then, you know, what they look for in a client. So I want to ask Marguerite to come off mute and talk to us about Holly Receptionist.
Hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Good morning, everybody. I'm so happy to be, presenting today. I'm very thankful that you all thought of me. So I am with Holly Receptionist. We are a virtual receptionist company. We were started in Mount Holly, which is out by the airport, and currently moving to the Charlotte area, South Charlotte. So we're really excited about that coming up. So what we do at Holly Receptionist, really quick, is we are virtual receptionists for different companies across the country. And what that means is that we are a live telephone answering service. In addition to that, we provide call center backup services, administrative support to different businesses as well. And part of that is we're able to answer clients' calls live in the name of their business. And we're able to take messages, screen calls, transfer calls seamlessly. And we're also able to make outbound calls for clients as well, doing surveys, appointment reminders, and things like that. So right now, our current staff is roughly 6 team members, which we're really excited about. We're in the process of hiring 2 more. Holly Receptionists, we're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. And one of the things I like to explain is about how the service works, because most people, our type of business, there's not many of us in the country. There's probably less than 1,000 virtual receptionist companies in the United States. And how it works is we have clients who will basically want us to answer their calls. And there's 3 different ways in which clients can utilize our services. The first way is going to be for our smaller businesses where it's more like part-time. And that means they're going to turn on the service and turn it off. So we have a roofer who only uses the service when he is doing an estimate, or he's writing an estimate, or he's with the customer or something like that. And he would just turn on and turn off the service. The second way is going to be called what we call call rollover. So even though we have, most of our companies are medium-sized businesses, they may have office staff. And even though they may have a receptionist or admin in the office, their focus is more about customer service. So what happens there is the phone will ring to the client's office. And then if they don't pick up within like 2 or 3 rings, and it comes over to Holly. That's called rollover. And then the third way is going to be where clients just use the service all day. That means every call that comes in that comes to their business, Holly will pick it up. So those are the 3 different ways I like to explain how our service works. It's very flexible. And so that's Holly Receptionist. Now, the next I'm going to talk about some of our success stories, which I'm really excited about. We do, MBE to MBE work. I'm very happy to say that I've worked with Kevin, Captured by Kevin. I'm sure everybody knows Kevin. I'm been excited to work with him. Also, we have worked with attorney Bobby Robinson. And congratulations to him. He's moving on up. Excited about that for him. And then the other one I wanted to bring up was Dr. Dallas Dance, who was my classmate at Richmond University. He is a consultant in Richmond. And we were very happy after our class last year that one of his clients is called CON, which is the Capital Area Health Network. And they have 7 locations in the Richmond area. And we were able to assist them with some projects they had going on and help really cut some of their expenses and help them be more efficient in their call center. They take roughly 900 calls a day there in Richmond. So we're really excited about that. And then next I'll talk about the Richmond University. I would encourage any MBE who has not taken that class. It's a week long and it was absolutely fabulous. The camaraderie was great. We learned so much. Our teachers were absolutely amazing. We had the best of the best teachers, or professors, I guess, that taught our classes, and it was compacted. It was absolutely great. And some of the key things about, Richmond was, and I got some bullet points here. So before the class, I didn't realize this, but Holly Receptionist was overspending our payroll roughly by $1,200 a week. That's a lot of money. After class, I came back and did some assessments, and I realized that our team utilization of our receptionists was less than 40%, and our recruitment was not as efficient as it could be, and we were spending money there as well that we didn't need to be spending. After class, we upped our team utilization to over 60%. And we revamped our recruitment and made that more streamlined and also decreased that cost. And after all that, we noticed that our profits are up over 20%. So I'm very thankful that I was sponsored to go to that class. I mean, it was absolutely amazing. And so what our ideal client looks like, our ideal client would be, a business that is interested in using our call rollover service, meaning that they're very busy. And they can utilize Holly Receptionist to answer those additional customer service calls. So that would be maybe roughly 1,000 calls a month, and that would be our ideal client. But, our clients are all over the United States, and we have clients in all types of industries. We're open. And the main thing that I like to say, when I'm talking to potential new customers, is I like to tell them that they say, well, what do you think is best for me? And my response is, after I do a little bit of assessment of how their volume is, one of the things I let them know is that we're not here to take all your calls. That's not what we want to do. We want you to have the best package that works best for you. So, when I explain how the service works to some clients, they're like, oh, I didn't realize. Okay, so if I get a lead that comes in, Holly, because we're all called Holly here, if I get a lead that comes in, you're able to seamlessly transfer that call to me without letting the person know that you're not sitting in my office. So that's where I really get my joy from, is when we're helping businesses run their business more efficiently, and they're just excited. So, but that's all I got for today. But thank you so much for allowing me to be Spotlight. Hopefully that was good information.
Yes, thank you, Marguerite. And I'll have to say, when I first met you, I thought your name was Holly because we just went
yes,
off
yes,
Holly Receptionist.
yeah.
But does anyone have any questions or comments?
So Kim, I don't have a question, but I do want to make a comment about Marguerite. You know, we met Marguerite at the MBE Summit, and there were hundreds of people in the room. And I will say that she was the only MBE that followed up after that event. And we immediately gave her a contract to answer the phones for CVMSDC. And she is just outstanding. Her energy is just amazing, and she is totally engaged. She is always present. Anything that we need, she's always volunteering and just always there. Her business is outstanding, and her follow-up skills are what everybody should emulate. Just by virtue of following up, she got in a contract immediately. So thank you so much for supporting us, Marguerite, who I also call Holly half the time.
Right.
That's top branding right there. So that's a good thing. Well, we have about 15 minutes left in our meeting. So I wanted to open the floor pretty much for open forum. If there is anything that anyone would like to share, an upcoming opportunity or need, or recent success story, I am opening the floor for that. All right, well.
Kim, this
Sorry.
is what,
Hey,
also,
Les.
I don't know if I've shared this before, but I want to kind of talk about the value of being a part of CVM MSDC. So probably during COVID, as I work in healthcare, I'm in charge of supplier diversity for Atrium Health. For those on the phone that may not know who I am and what I do. And we have been struggling trying to find MBEs to help us with PPE. Everyone says they can help until you call them, and then there might be some issues. So I reached out to Dominique, who gave me a company out of Durham called I'm with G, and he does promotional items and things of that sort. And I called him and we talked, and I put him in contact with the folks in my organization who were looking for a cloth face mask. And he was able to actually, within probably a 3-week period, we were able to do a certain amount of orders with him to the tune of almost $500,000. And he's a small organization, and he jumped right on it. He was very good to work with. On my team, enjoyed working with him and his team, and I just think that's a testament to what can be accomplished within this framework. So I've been telling everyone about that story because I think we have room for a lot more of that, and I think throughout the community, I think we're probably going to, in the next 6 months, we're probably going to be looking for another couple million masks at least. So I think that's going to be an opportunity for not only I'm with G, but for others who have that same skill set to kind of lean in and be able to get some of the spend. So I just want to say, I would not have had that connection had it not been for Dominique and the program. So I thought that's a great success story. So I just wanted to share that.
Les, thank you so much for sharing that story. And I want to share one more story about I'm with G. He also attended the University of Richmond. And while he was there, one of his peers, Kevin Gatlin, who's in your ring, was expressing trouble with distribution with his bed sheets for children. He has bed sheets that have games on them. Well, the gentleman who owns I'm with G purchased some of the sheets, made a donation of those sheets to a hospital. They turned it into a PR opportunity. And from that MBE to MBE interaction, Kevin's business has just blown up. It was just that one extra gesture that he needed to get some additional publicity that just turned things around for him. So I'm glad things went full circle back to I'm with G to get that huge order from you. And what we like to do is rotate through all of our MBEs. So for your next order, I have a few more MBEs who can do custom masks for you. So we'll be sending them over to you. Thank you so much.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Can we get a testimonial from anybody on the line who's done a VCB? Anybody there? All right, Kim.
All right. Well, the last thing, since we don't have any more comments, let me get my screen together. Just want to promote our next ring meeting. So we are consistent on the cadence of the third Thursday of every month. Same time, 8:30 to 9:30. So we will be meeting Thursday, September 17th. And our corporate connection for our next meeting will be with M&F Bank. We'll have the CEO here to talk about opportunities within the bank, as well as services that they can provide to support MBEs. So with that, we are pretty much done. I appreciate everyone joining this morning. If you have any questions or comments, you can feel free to reach out to me. My email address is kpgardner@tcco.com. And I will make sure to transfer any information that you send, as well as take any constructive criticism so that we can improve this meeting in the future. I'll also take suggestions on what you want to hear from us. We have 3 more meetings left this year. So if there's anything that you are interested in that you want us to explore and put on as a program, please let us know. With that, I will say thank you, and everyone have a great day.
Have a great day. Excellent job.
Thanks, Kim.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Kim. Great job. Thank you, Dominique. Everybody have a great day.